Sculpture in Himalayan art is a very, very large subject. Primarily for the previous videos, we've talked a lot about sculpture, we've talked a lot about iconography, painting styles, and then different specific subjects such as hats, protector deities, meditational deities. So a lot of iconography. But with sculpture, sculpture is different. Sculpture is a three-dimensional object, often portable, but it can be fixed. It can be carved or cast. It can be in the round, or it can be relief. So that's basically sculpture. The majority of sculpture are individual figures. Very occasionally, you can have a sculpture which is several figures that are in one object. So, to really discuss sculpture, we have to have some sort of way to divide up the key topics. And I've not really come up with the best way at this time. I prefer to really teach more about painting styles, iconography, religious context. Sculpture is really a different thing entirely. So, there's three main topics that concern sculpture. The first is the subject. The second is medium, and the third is style. Now, for subject, we actually have non-figurative, and then we have figurative. Non-figurative is often architectural elements, just decorative types of objects. There's many examples of these. We can even put ritual objects into this that are of a high quality, artistic quality. Figurative are the main type of sculpture that we generally see, and the figurative can be divided up quite easily into Buddha, deity, and person. Now, Buddha here means the basic Buddha image that we're all familiar with: one face, two arms, Ushnisha on the crown of the head, long earlobes, three lines under the neck, monastic robes. We have a sense of what a Buddha should look like. Deity is really anything that is not really looking like a human teacher or a person, and it can be one-faced, two-armed, or it can be multiple faces, or wrathful deity, or semi-peaceful, semi-wrathful. Person here is referring to kind of a portraiture, not true life. In the later works, we have true life. From, I would say, really for sculpture, we really begin to see true life in rare cases from the 14th century onward, maybe occasionally in the 13th, but then we begin to see more and more true life portraits. Otherwise, it's just sort of a generic, often a generic image. So for figurative art, we have Buddha, deity, and person. Now, figurative art is generally dealing with religious context and the iconography. It's identifying what the subject is. Now, for medium, we're often just looking at metalworks, and the metalworks have two main types. They have cast as a single piece, cast in multiple pieces and assembled, and then repoussé. Repoussé is hammered metal into the shape of images, decorative, figurative, and all kinds of people. And this can be fairly flat, but the repoussé can also be hammered in a way to even create three-dimensional objects. We also have stone, we have wood, and we have other types of mediums, such as ivory, bone, horn, coral, red coral. Now, in terms of style has two main parts. We have the region of the Himalayas, or northern India, and these regions are northern India itself, and that's the Pala period primarily. So we're looking at the 10th, 11th century for sculpture. But then we have the Swat period, which is Swat Valley, which is in northern Pakistan. And then really we're looking at 7th century to the 9th century. Then we have Kashmir. And then after that we have West Tibet. Then we have Nepal. We have Tsang province of Tibet, central Tibet. Then we have northern China, we have Mongolia. So we have all these areas. Now, fortunately, the different styles also fit very conveniently into different periods of time. So the Swat period was relatively short, and the same with Kashmir, so that's all one period and one region. But for Nepal and Tibet, we're looking at a series of styles over a period of time. The same with China, same with Mongolia. So this is just an overview, introduction to sculpture, a very easy definition, and then the three main topics of subject to medium and style.